The guide dog. Evidence exists that our relationship with wolves stretches as far back as 400,000 years, and since ancient Greek and Roman times, art and literature have placed the dog at the blind person's side. The South African Guide Dogs Association is celebrating its 60th anniversary this year. It was founded by Gladys Evans, who came to South Africa with her guide dog, Sheena. Gladys and Sheena created a temporary training center which expanded over the years and has managed to train 1,457 dogs. Pieter van Niekerk, the marketing manager of the South African Guide Dogs Association, has also been through the guide dog training program. Peter, 2013 is a very special year for SAGA. Tell us about that.
Lerato South African Guide Dogs being 60, and compared to others, the very first official school was United States with Seeing Eye Dogs, 1931. We offer an alternative through training the dogs to blind people out there to be able to get around independently.
Peter, you've had your dog for about 4 years. Tell us about the process of training him.
4.5 years ago, it was time to, was retirement for one of my previous guide dogs, and it was time to come and be trained with another dog, and that's when I met up with O'Reilly, and he's a really great companion. We come and stay here when we do the residential training for 3 weeks. During the 3 weeks, an instructor will work with us full day and do all the various elements of guide dog training, making the dog used to us, which is the primary function, is to bond with the dog, that the dog starts working for you. Normally a blind person would use the long cane as his mobility tool. Alternatively, he could make use of someone on sighted guidance to accompany him, but the guide dogs has really offered a further alternative for blind people to be very much independent, mobile, do their own thing, and it also adds companionship to the whole scenario where the dog is really becoming a friend and a companion to the blind person.
Before the guide dogs can go through the program with their potential companion, the dogs need to go through their own extensive training program where they are trained to guide. The potential guide dogs go through a careful selection process and are then put through a rigorous course with volunteer trainers.
It would all start off before the puppy's even born. We choose the correct parents and we breed the puppy as carefully as possible. When the puppy's about 8 weeks of age, it goes and lives with a family who've agreed to socialize the puppy and bring it up for us. We want the puppy to have a happy puppyhood, be brought up in a home, around people, travel in the car, and be exposed to many different situations. When the puppy's a year old, it's ready to come into training for its formal training. Each instructor will be responsible for training 6 dogs and taking those boisterous puppies and turning them into guide dogs. And when the dog is in the final stages of training, that instructor will actually wear a blindfold and work with the dog on a very complicated route to see if the dog is actually taking responsibility and responding to the environment and not maybe to subtle clues that the instructor may be giving the dog.
To become a dog trainer, first of all, they're looking for a metric certificate. You must have a driving license. They train you for 3 years, which you are going to be doing assignment, exams, tests, do talks. You have to go around schools and big functions to talk to the people.
Hanif Kruger recently went through the Guide Dogs program where he met Aurelie. Hanif and Aurelie bonded instantly and they're now fully integrated into Hanif's home. What does Aurelie do for you on a daily basis from morning to night?
She stays by my side at all times, so any interaction that would be between her and any other family members would be with me in the vicinity. So she's never stressed out or forced to interact with people that she do not feel comfortable with, and likewise as well. Most of my family are actually scared of animals. And for them it was a huge adjustment as well, culturally and religiously as well. Not every blind person can just use a guide dog, get out there and go for training and then say, you know, they can use a guide dog. You really have to have the aptitude You have to have a love for animals, and you have to have a bond with a particular animal. So it's not like a tool that you can just put away on the shelf when you're done using it.
Training dogs is a lot of fun. Kunida uthando ukuze uzi-understand ukuphila kwazo and ukwenza kwazo izinto ngokwehlukana kwazo. But otherwise it's full of fun, and it's one of the enjoyable jobs that I really enjoy personally.
Every blind person who owns a guide dog will tell you that their guide dog is absolutely the best dog in the world. But I understand partially what they have done for other people, giving them their independence. And they don't only train guide dogs, as some people might not know. They train service dogs as well, and they train people to enable them to become more mobile in using the cane and other devices as well, which is something that I think every person living with a disability should have that opportunity to be able to enhance themselves and their lives by being given the correct tools and methodologies to improve their livelihoods.
Well, I suppose next week we can look forward to talking dogs. Until then, there's some valuable characteristics we can learn from our furry four-legged friends. Loyalty, honor, and loads of love. Well done, Ari.